This is a Modigent quarterly update. I'm Carey Peña. We are broadcasting today from the Center for Positive Media. I'm in studio with CEO Dan Bueschel. Dan, great to see you again.
Carey, great to see you. Good morning.
The headline continues to be growth, and exciting and rapid growth. We're going to talk a lot about this. I want to start first with the financial growth you're experiencing.
Sure. Well, thank you for the question. Been a great quarter. Through the year to date, we are at 10% revenue growth, 15% gross margin growth. So that means that the quality of our earnings is actually outpacing the revenue growth, which is a really great thing for a business. And we are maintaining our profit margins of 10 to 12%. So really interesting quarter, great demand and great growth we're experiencing.
Let's talk about Greenville Mechanical.
Sure.
I know you're really excited about this.
Yes, Greenville Mechanical is our most recent acquisition. We just announced it within the last 7 days. Great company in South Carolina. A companion business to a business we purchased a couple years back in Spartanburg. So we purchased a plumbing business in Spartanburg, serving the industrial belt in there. And if you know anything about that area, BMW and many other large auto manufacturers are in that particular market. Greenville Mechanical is an HVAC services company. Sister town, not far away, about an hour away. But what our plan for these businesses is to bring the services business from Greenville Mechanical to our customers in the plumbing industry, and then our plumbing business to our customers in the HVAC business. So a nice synergistic combination of these businesses, which is something we try to achieve in all of our markets, and this is another step on that journey.
And I wanted to touch on very briefly the fact that I know that it's important to you to run this company with heart, and this is an area, a region that has been dramatically impacted by natural disaster. What is Modigent doing to try to help?
Many times we're asked, what is the difference between being an individual contractor in a city as opposed to being a family of companies such as Modigent? And one of the things we've been able to do is transport workers from not affected areas in the region. So although Georgia was affected, from Atlanta, from our offices in Kentucky, and from our offices in South Carolina, down to Florida, which is where we've had the most amount of impact on our people and our businesses. So we're moving folks into Florida and supporting the rebuild and all the effort that's going to be needed down there to put the state back on its feet.
Talk about sales growth.
So we are 34% above our sales target at this point last year. So year-on-year sales growth is at 34%. That's a huge number. And our pipeline is up 30%. We've got about almost $1 billion of unfactored pipeline, which comes out to be $300 million of $400 million of factored pipeline. So the sales opportunities, both as we've achieved this year and what we are yet to achieve in our pipeline, are very strong. And that's been primarily the result of the investment we've made and we've talked about before in the sales transformation process we put in the business, where we send salespeople to development classes and sales development for an 8-month period of time called Sales Boot Camp, and then from there they go forth out into the business and deliver some great results. And we've seen some things. Major defense contractor in Arizona, a big new contract there, can't mention the name, with defense, as you probably are well aware. A great hospital job in Austin, Texas, a Port Authority job in Texas, service contract for a chip manufacturer in Boulder, which, as we've talked about before, our desire to enter the digital economy and support the digital economy. And so we are providing services for some chip manufacturers up in Colorado with our Colorado business. So overall, very excited about the growth in the business, but not only just the growth, but the growth in the markets that are in support of our strategy that we've laid out. So it seems like it's working so far.
I would say so. And along the same lines, I want to talk about the recruiting and employer initiatives. You are a company that is really, really going in strong to help recruit, and not only that, to help folks advance their skills so they can continue to make more money.
Exactly. Well, recruiting is the competitive field for our industry. We have a very high demand for our services in all the markets we serve. And the primary constraint to growth is capacity of our workforce. So we believe we're competing on the playing field of talent acquisition. And so we spend a high degree of time and focus on this. We are partnered with universities in every city where we operate. So we go meet with the universities, we engage with the engineering departments, we engage with the construction management groups at these universities. Arizona has a couple of great ones, Texas A&M, for example, that we're involved with. And we recruit active juniors and seniors as they're starting. We talk to freshmen and sophomores as well, but juniors and seniors that are really looking to come out of school or do their internship with us over the summer. That's another thing we'll do. It's been a really great channel for us. We are also heavily engaged with 2-year schools that are focused on HVAC, plumbing, controls, digital control systems, what have you, as a career path in a 2-year degree, associate's degree, for example. And we've had a great result there. Westmec, one here in Arizona, we work with quite a bit. They're both our customer, and we're their customer for the talent they bring to us. And we think that with that focus on our folks, it not only allows us to be a very competitive and compelling partner for our customers, because our business requires speed of response and availability. So we feel that enhances us as a partner, but it also gives all these individuals a great opportunity to grow their career, as you mentioned, earn more money, provide for their families, or spend their money on whatever their life's pursuits are.
Well, I mean, you're a great example. You rose up through the ranks, and now you're the CEO of this incredible company. So I think you're a great testament to that.
And I have benefited from the companies that I've worked for and other opportunities in very much the same way that we're providing those for our people.
And finally today, we do want to talk a little bit about this exciting opportunity, this live stream, which we'll be hosting here in the studio coming up on December 10th. This is with ACHR, which is the leading industry media outlet. Tell us why this was important for you to put this particular live stream event together.
Well, why it was important for us is because we are a busy acquirer. We're an acquisitive company. We're in the marketplace, and we're always meeting with companies and bringing companies in. In fact, we've got one in Southern California we're going to announce here within the next week or so, and we've also signed a letter of intent. We talked about energy services at our last event, our last interaction, and we signed a letter of intent that we expect to close on that by the first of the year. Now, done with that commercial. As it relates specifically to ACHR, we encounter many companies and many founders, families, owners, what have you, of these businesses that we'd like to talk to that have a lot of questions and a lot of concern and sometimes angst about what it is to be acquired or to be in this space. And so we met with ACHR through a series of interviews we had done in the past. One we did about workforce development, much the same we're talking about here. And we think that it's a great opportunity for us to speak directly to these folks that are interested in testing the market and seeing what their companies might be worth and what it would be like to be a part of the Modigent family of companies.
Because really, when we break it down here, you're talking about a lot of folks that have built these companies. They're family-owned companies. You put your blood, sweat, and tears in this, and you wonder, what is this Modigent? What am I getting into here? And you want to really just speak to that, right?
We do. And you know, it's interesting that you mentioned the blood, sweat, and tears, and we have this conversation amongst the management team often, which is the families that sell us their businesses, and there are non-family sales and acquisitions, but for the most part, these are family-owned, built, developed companies. These are the legacies of the family.
That's right.
It's just not the company. And the first thing they ask us about, and one of the filters that we have, speaking back to our culture, if we get a sense that the seller has a great concern for the people who work there and what their world will be like and their life will be like under our leadership, then it's really, we see that as a real opportunity for us, because we know that didn't just happen. They've thought about those employees all through that development of that company and journey. We like to buy companies that are employee-centric first, as we've talked about before, because we believe that it gives us the best opportunity for us to be a successful company and a successful servant to our marketplace, but also we want to have people come to work for us who really enjoy being part of the company and, you know, I've said many times, have the best job they've ever had.
Dan Bueschel, thank you so much, and congratulations on continued growth and success. I look forward to hosting all of you for the live stream on December 10th. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Carey.
And thanks to all of you for watching. This is Modigent's Quarterly Update. I'm Carey Peña.